How'd you get into Ed?
Um, I had a dad that was really into like horror and blood and guts type of stuff, and kind of got started with a lot of the horror stuff I was watching when I was younger. And then hearing my dad talk about it and stuff kind of got me interested. And then ever since then, I mean, I can't remember um how old I was, but I mean, like that was the first time I ever seen Freddy Krueger. I think I was like 7 or 8. Fell in love with that. So yeah, I've always just been kind of into the whole horror and murder mystery and stuff like that and researching that type of stuff. So
Yeah,
as far back as I can remember.
I suppose you read about him in books, didn't you, when you were younger? Because we didn't have the internet. Well, we,
There wasn't a whole lot of books about them. I mean, I know they're out there, but I didn't have access to them. So most of what I was known about it was, like I said, through my dad and kind of, Texas Chainsaw. I knew that was supposed to be somewhat about him and
yeah,
or inspired by him, I should say. But yeah, so that it's kind of like I said, it's hard for me to put a date on. I just know it was really young that I was kind of
yeah.
desensitized by a lot of that by my father, who was really into that scene as well.
Well, do you remember the VHS um, cassettes that you played movies on?
Yeah, I got it. I got the whole Nightmare on Elm Street series on VHS.
Oh, have you? So my cousins say they'd always have the latest horror movies. So I think I was about eight. I'd say eight or nine when I watched Monster Squad. I don't know if you
Hmm.
remember that movie. Um, but yeah, it started from there, and then we started watching uh, more scarier films like It and um, of all the Stephen King stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's where it all started for me. But Ed's only been part of I don't know my interest for the last 5 months. It's crazy. Like it's an addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
From going from those
Yeah.
five photos because I didn't know who Ed Gein was. Um, but I'm just fascinated, just
Right.
hooked.
Yeah,
It's
the
hard.
whole case is very fascinating to me as well.
It's hard to get across to people that you're not sort of, murders are really, really bad. I don't
Right.
know. Don't condone any of it, but you can see
Right.
how
Right.
unwell the guy was, and
Mm.
if there was that bit of support for him, I don't
Right.
think the murders would have happened. He would have had some sort because he looked so well in hospital, like you said. He put on
Right.
weight. He hadn't caused any problems. He was in the right place, but just little too late.
Right. Right place, wrong time.
But with the group as well, because we sort of proved and disproved a few things. The whole what I thought about Ed in 5 months ago to how I think about him now. I
Right.
mean, we got a lot of factual stuff done, um, but I don't know. I just feel like a little achievement on his behalf, sort of standing up for Ed as a person, not a monster. Um, but yeah, just for the way things change and a little bit of evidence pops up or a newspaper article, and you just go, wow, and then you completely change your mind on. It's just one of them stories that I, I can't get my head around.
Right. And it doesn't surprise me because I mean, even in today's day and age, media lies about a lot of things.
Yeah,
So to find out they lied even back then about that does not really surprise me. It's been an ongoing theme with media and lies and all that stuff for a long time. So
yeah. No, just fascinated with it. I don't know. I, just through the group going and meeting other people that have just fascinated by the whole story. It's been nice meeting new members last few days, but there's, you know, we are getting things wrong sometimes, but that's what I like about the group. You
Right.
find a bit of evidence, everyone talks about it, and you sort of all sway to one side of the, yeah, I don't know. Just, I do feel it's getting a little bit dead at the moment. The group, we've quietened down a lot, haven't we, since numbers have dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But
that's a lot of groups. That happens with a lot of groups. So I mean, I'm not surprised by it, and I
no,
think
I mean,
having a
it's,
smaller amount of members makes it a little more tight knit, I guess you'd say.
yeah, there's a little bit of intimacy there, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. Especially with meeting the new members and stuff like
Yeah,
Haley. She's funny. She is funny, dude. She fits right in with the group.
yeah,
So like, yeah, yeah. She's definitely of the mind of you and I and Jamie. She fits well.
yeah, yeah. And
So
it's nice to finally meet Scott. He was a nice
yeah, he's
guy.
cool. Yeah, he's cool.
Um, but yeah, it's
Definitely
just,
another, definitely another good fit in the group because he's definitely, he definitely fits in the group pretty well as well. I like him.
yeah.
He's into the horror and stuff too, so that's cool.
Um, didn't he say he was from, oh, where was he from?
Oh crap, I forgot.
Stephen King's town, wasn't it?
I think, dude, I think so. I can't remember. I know he told us, and I completely am
Uh,
blanking on that right now. But yeah,
no, no, it's definitely worth saving that little community. I know we closed for a week, which it was really hard. I didn't think it was going to carry on.
right.
Um,
Yeah, it definitely sucked, man. Because it was
but
like that. I mean, nobody was. Yeah, I don't know, man. It definitely was not cool.
no, I think everyone was lost a bit.
Mm,
So it's that support. I get that support off you guys, and everyone shares that support, which is really nice.
right.
So something that we talk about, which is so terrible, something beautiful's come out of it. You know, there's
Right.
that nice little bit of support. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. It's been a bit quiet. We haven't had any posts up lately, but I think what the members need to do is sort of revisit the really early days of the posts. So I'm not sure if everyone's keeping up with reading the whole thing.
Right.
Um, but there was some really interesting discussions to begin with. Like I love that the Henry one, you know,
Right.
disproving that picture because I honestly thought that was Henry, and
Right.
I put the
I'd seen
poster.
that, and I had kind of had a clue that it wasn't because he didn't really look like Ed at all.
No,
You know, it was like, wait a minute, if they were brothers, you would think that there'd be some sort of resemblance there. But I mean, I looked at if you put the side by side picture of him and Ed, it's like,
yeah,
nah,
no,
no way.
just things change from how I've viewed the story before.
Hmm.
But it was just so cool, and like having the experts as well on the group to say, there is no photos, um, and disproving that other one. It was great, and the same with the mother one. I think we put up about 9 pictures, let everybody just debate of all these photos. Because there was some
Right.
crazy ones. I think there was a Prime Minister of India as Auguste. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. So you just don't know out there. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I don't think that anything else is going to pop up. But we had the toolbox pop up, which was new. I mean,
Right. Yeah,
uh,
I mean, I'm just curious how that's verified.
yeah, I could completely take John's word for it. He's
Yeah, yeah.
a really
Yeah, oh,
reliable,
absolutely. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just wondering how it was verified.
verified.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying. Like the proof, yeah, I highly doubt John he would lie, but yeah, yeah,
yeah. I mean, he's actually going back to Plainfield soon to do some more recording. So
Nice.
that I just love his footage, and his photos come out
Hmm.
beautifully. And that was he was a major part of the group when we first started.
Right.
Because we got I live in England. I'm never going to see Plainfield, and I was seeing Plainfield the day before it was recorded or something, and John had uploaded all this footage. And like the group really had a momentum then. Um, people were posting and stuff, but it just seems a bit quiet at the moment. But YouTube's picking up. I think people are a bit wary of the MeWe. It's a whole
Yeah.
new,
Yeah, that makes sense with it being new. A lot of people aren't aware of it and don't really want to join the other platforms right now because of how sketchy the existing ones are.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's weird. That's why I was like, well, you guys check it out and then let me know because it's like, yeah, but I mean if it's I think if it was more popular, it would definitely take off better too.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But we're just trying every avenue. Um,
right.
I want to keep the Facebook group going,
Mhm.
but we're limited. Like we have to put the links in for the podcasts because
Right.
the videos don't fit in on the Facebook,
Right.
so can't do live at the moment.
Yeah, it's not fair because that's a good way to interact with the members in the group, but apparently we're not allowed to do that. So
Well, we've got the group chat going, and I think that's been quite healthy because
yeah,
we've
I
got
know, man. Everybody was all excited. Everybody was going to join. Scott, Haley, everybody in there was like ready to jump in and
yeah.
you know join up or whatever. So they were like, "Let's do this," and I'm like, "Okay." And
Yeah, yeah, I think
yeah,
everyone pushed each other along, but I think I'm
right.
slowly adding people to the group
Mhm.
because people sit differently in the group. Some of the experts more reserved and don't get that involved,
Right,
and then you've got the crazy bunch, which is just great, the craziest people I've met, but the loveliest people I've met.
right.
And
And,
then
and I
you've
noticed that one lady that I had added, she still is on the fence with the whole thing. I noticed because last time we did a little poll, she was one of the ones that still thought that I think it was, killed his brother. I think
yeah,
that was the poll, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he did," and I'm like, I don't know. It's like some people are so easily swayed
yeah, but I
into
think
their
the
opinions on it.
group's been really good because
Mhm.
when I've put wrong posts up or they've been removed, they've been changed, they've been added to, um, but that's where I like finding we're getting things wrong so that we can move forwards. And
Right.
uh, I'm so done with the Netflix series. If there was just a Facebook group out there that didn't have Charlie Hunnam all over it and people believing that was the story.
Right.
Um, yeah, I didn't watch the last two episodes of that. I refused to.
Yeah, I've watched it over, I'd say about two or three times all the way through, and it's just I don't think I could watch it again because I watched it so many times trying to grasp it. Like, what is this? What is that? Like, and the only thing I could come up with is like, okay, we were supposed to be looking at these things through Ed's eyes, like his delusions or his psychosis or whatever you wanted to call it. But like that's the only thing I could think the director was trying to show us through with some of these things.
Yeah,
But like even that doesn't add up because it's some of it's just way too out there. So
yeah. So, how do your friends? Because when I talk to my friends about Ed, they get so bored so easily. Like, how are your friends with when you talk about game and
definitely
oh,
negative.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely more on the negative side. I don't talk to a lot of people in general, but the few I do, it's definitely viewed as something on the negative side of things. But
yeah,
and again, they don't understand everything and they don't know everything. Yeah, so it's Yeah.
or they don't understand why we do this. Like,
Right.
you know,
Hmm.
I don't know. Just there's, I don't know how to feel towards, like, the murders. He was capable and calculated with them, and
Yep.
and then you just see the unwell side. If there was
Mhm.
just a bit of support for him. So I do feel a bit sorry for the guy,
Right.
but
On the mental
on the
health
mental
side
side of
of it
things, yeah,
is where I guess you, like you said, feel sorry for him, only because of the fact that if mental health would have been more serious back then,
yeah,
yeah, we definitely all agree that he probably never would have done that stuff. So,
no,
but it was gone, as they say, unchecked.
yeah,
Everybody knew Ed was odd, Ed was weird. Well, that's just Ed, but nobody. I mean, it went unchecked. Nobody,
just
nobody checked on him. So,
no. No, I think one of the neighbours in one of the videos, she says they just couldn't believe it was Ed. Like, he was a nice guy, and
right.
yeah, you know. But then also, I've find a lot of things in common with Ed. We have a very similar illness, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm luckily medicated with an antipsychotic injection. But I don't know what I'd do without that. Um, and this guy's isolated in a house on his own, no medication. I don't think there was any medication about at that age.
Not for that type of thing. I don't believe there was. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they might have given him sedatives or something in the hospital, but
Right.
I don't know what they'd give him for his psychosis. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, how's your family feel?
Hmm.
What's your family think towards the egg gain stuff? Because mine just totally
Um,
don't get it.
yeah, my daughter is not happy about it. I think my wife is just accepting of it.
Yeah,
So,
so yeah, yeah. My, my kids don't fully understand, but they know that it keeps me out of trouble, and they've always behind my back.
but
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to get this podcast done tonight, but I don't know how Jamie's getting on. Um, I might
yeah,
give him
he's
a.
having a rough day. It sounds like so.
Yeah, he had chainsaw and everything out already for the podcast.